Yo, this is Jake. They call me Dr. Flock.
Views.
What's up? It's John.
Views.
And it's real life doing this, bitch.
Views. You are now listening to the Views from the Che podcast.
First of the week.
First, this might be my track. Huh? I thought I ran it. Oh shit, Manny came in. Yep.
Just have your windows down in traffic playing this. Just me mugging everybody.
Man, still got it, dog. I'm glad to see he's fucking building off all that momentum from the Scott Storch versus.
Goodness gracious.
Yeah.
Never again.
How much did they get paid for that? Who's paying for that? Or should the taxpayers be mad? What the fuck is that, dog?
The government.
Like, what the fuck is that, dog?
Biden hit up Manny Fresh said, "Yo, Manny, let me get the remix."
I don't understand, what are they getting out of that?
That is not it at all.
They're doing it for the people, man. That's like they're standing up for the right thing to do.
That's what you think?
That's what they want you to think.
I don't think anybody's like, oh shit, man, and Juvie said vax that thing up. I'm getting a vax. I doubt that.
It's an interesting zone there, bro, because Manny and Juvie got to be 40 something now, right? Close to it. And Manny got to be older than Juvie.
Mm-hmm.
So that is like the demographic that's getting fucked. So I wonder if they're thinking Juvie and Manny going to drive to 40 plus black people to get vaxxed because they're the demo that's refusing to get vaxxed. And it's also the hardest demo getting fucked with it.
Is that the demo refusing? It's the older people?
Yeah, black people in general.
Mm.
Black people in general are fucking with the vax. So can we blame them?
That's fucked up.
Can we blame them? You get your vax yet, John?
Nah. I heard that motherfuckers was getting the one jump. I was listening to Breakfast Club and they said people were getting the first shot and they heard that the first shot is 80% 80% immunity to the to COVID. So they was like, fuck the second shot.
I feel that.
Yeah, I don't know. I was thinking about it earlier today though. Like, damn, I didn't get it, and it's like it's not even am I going to get it? It's just like I just ain't get it. So it's like I don't even think I'm gonna get it.
Yeah, I was at a festival this weekend and I saw some people getting it at the festival. I was like, why are you getting it now and at the festival? Like, if you didn't get it, just don't even get it because I feel like everybody that really needs it or is worried about it's going to get it.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't understand going to a downtown firework festival and getting the vaccine while you're there. It's just like
they've been doing a lot of that type shit.
Mad
Really
random.
do where it's big ass fucking Johns groups together getting that shit. Yeah, I'm not getting it. I haven't got it yet.
If I travel internationally, I think I would get it, even if it's like a year from now.
I'm starting to think on it again just because I keep seeing all the new strands, but I'm like, is that shit effective against all the new strands too?
They said it is.
Is it? The Delta and then other new John and then...
They said it is. I ain't worried about the new strands at all. Like, I feel like they're hyping that up to be a little bit more than it is.
Yeah, if COVID killed me out, I'm dead. I don't get it's whatever.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
Well, I mean, bro, if the odds is the same as motherfucking a car accident or whatever the fuck it is, I'm not, whatever, dog. Who gives a fuck? I'm done. I'm on some all right shit. I'm motherfucker. I ain't wearing a mask in 3 months, dog. Just
That's
been out here.
Funny thing, like you go places and nobody's wearing a mask,
Mm-mm.
and you know everybody ain't got the vax, but it's just like,
bro, I ain't wearing a mask in 3 weeks. I ain't got the vax. Dog.
I guess we just back to normal at this point.
I ain't wearing a mask since I came back from Mexico, dog. I should have been wearing a mask.
I throw it on sometimes, but then it's crazy because you'll feel crazy with the mask on. So you just like, man, let me just take this shit off.
Because
Take your
now
shit
y'all
off.
look like Trumpers for not getting the vax.
Nah, I don't know if we look like Trump. Is
That's
that
the
Trump saying?
perception.
Fuck it. Fuck it. Is you trying to say that you think we Trumpers for not getting the vax, or are you saying that we look like Trumpers for not getting the vax?
Yeah, that's the
Look like
perception now
Trumpers.
is when you wear the mask going somewhere because you haven't got the vaccine. It's saying I'm not going to get the vaccine. This is bullshit, and that's
Yeah, you never.
I'm not saying that's right. That's right. I'm just saying that's what people are thinking. Oh, Republican, or they don't think the vaccine is legit.
I don't know if that's the Trump stance, because I mean, if we go off what Dill just said, and black people being the people that's not getting it, I don't know if you would associate us with the Trumpers.
Nah. What's that, John? What's that, John? They had y'all in
Who?
What do you mean, y'all?
the black people.
Oh,
What you talking about?
John's like, you grouping me into something already?
Yeah.
Come on, man.
It's something with a T.
Bro, you know what you're
It's a
trying
T.
to say. What
Nah,
is it?
don't. It's the experiment, John, that they did,
Oh,
where they fucked y'all up.
Tuskegee?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Biden's wild for that.
What Biden do?
Where he basically said the wrong thing.
About the Tuskegee experiment?
Yeah.
Man.
But if my black friends don't feel comfortable getting the vax, I'm gonna stand in solidarity with them and not get it.
I don't even think it's like a uncomfortable thing. I think it's just like shit. I don't even get flu shots.
That's a fact. And that's a fucking fact. Give us a 10-second pitch, Jake.
To get the vax, I could honestly care less if y'all get the vax or not, so I don't have a whole lot to say about it.
You just called us Trumpers, dog.
No, I'm saying that, like, at least, so when I picture going into Lowe's, right, and I'm walking around, and I've talked to other people about this. I didn't come up with this idea. Somebody proposed it to me, that when you're in there and you see like the old white guy that's looking for lumber or like hardware or something, and he's wearing a mask, like now the persona has switched, especially right at the beginning it had switched, with like certain demographics that when they have the mask on, now they're saying they kind of look like Trumpers, and the people that don't wear a mask, it's hard to tell whether or not they look like Trumpers and they're just saying I don't care about shit at all, or they've got the vaccine and they're not wearing a mask because they're safe. Like now it's hard to determine who's who. You know, before you could walk in somewhere, like right at the beginning of this shit, if you saw somebody not wearing a mask, you knew what they were about. And now you don't really know. You can't.
Is that good? Isn't that better though?
I don't know. I like to be able to point them out when I see them and say, okay,
I think we.
I'm not going to stand by that person.
I think we went way overboard on judging people on their politics in the last 4 years. Because I really don't think people have that kind of like a strong opinionated John on politics. I don't even know if people be realizing what the fuck they support most of the time.
I think it's obvious that people don't.
Like it's like it's like these. Most people are fucking idiots, and then they just look at like the most stupid reasons to team up or go against, and it's like, dog, like yeah, like if there's one less factor that doesn't put an instant segregation in between people, and then that's dope to me.
You could look at
I don't know. Current mid-COVID, if you weren't wearing a mask, I was not standing next to you.
No, that's a fact. Vaccination or not, though.
Yeah, either way. So I liked that. I like to know who the op is, I guess, right?
Is it an op though?
In that moment, it's an op.
I'm not mad at that statement.
How's it an op though?
Because if you're not being safe and I don't want to get COVID, I'm not going to stand next to you.
Being safe in what way though?
With COVID.
I know. I'm saying like, yeah, all right, bro. I'm not gonna pick at this.
I get what you're saying, but
I mean, what do you mean, dude? I don't get what am I not making sense?
I was like, are you saying they're op just because they weren't being safe with COVID? So like a personal op against your own safety, or are they op like ideally or like ideology wise? Like,
I never really thought about it that far. Just in that moment, you represent
something you don't agree with.
Well, you represent an opportunity for me to get sick. Because remember, we thought that shit. We was wearing gloves with no mask. We thought that shit was like easily transmissible for a while.
Yeah, I mean it is, but we thought it was a lot more like a death sentence than it
Yeah.
turned out to be.
Yeah, we thought if you even walked next to somebody, you had it.
So at this point, with you having the vaccine, how do you feel about people not having it? Like going in places and not knowing.
If it's just me,
Mm-hmm.
I'm not that worried about it. I mean, I don't stand close to people anyway. I'm one of those people that like when somebody's checking out in the line, I'm gonna give you your space, and I don't know. I don't
So
care.
do you still wear
That's what I'm saying. Because I mean, you got the vaccination, so it's like, are you
So do
still?
you-
You can't be afraid of getting sick, right?
so do
Because
you
you got the
still
vaccine.
wear your mask, Flock? Are you
I wear my mask in a couple of stores because they ask for it. Like there's this one store that I go in a lot, and the owners both have like 6 autoimmune diseases, and it's only like it's a very small store. It's like maybe 500 square feet. So because I know they could really die if they get it, I'm aware it. And then there's like a grocery store that's like a little tiny co-op that I go in, real small space. So I wear it in there, but like everywhere else, I'm not wearing it.
but still has to wear hers?
M's wearing hers a good majority of the time. You know, she not getting it because of Layla nursing and whatnot.
So does she look like a Trump supporter?
She's worried about it. She's worried about it,
Mm.
especially taking the baby in there. We feel like, okay, what's the judgment going on there?
You not wearing a mask, she got a mask. Of course, the baby doesn't have a mask on.
Yeah.
Just a wild dynamic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can't judge a book by its cover, dog.
I mean, you can. You might be wrong, but you can do it.
Because that would mean your girl's an op. But she looks like an op.
Uh-huh.
So you never know.
Never exactly. So you
You
got to
never
assume
know.
everybody. Shoot first, ask questions last.
That's a fact, dog.
That's how these so-called gangsters last.
Let's get off COVID, though. I don't give a fuck about it anymore.
Same. What y'all think about my question at the beginning of the pod with like if they speak a different language as their natural language, and then their English isn't great and they talk kind of quick and maybe you can't understand them. Is it racist to ask to speak to a new person?
No.
No. I feel bad doing it.
Would I feel extremely uncomfortable doing it? Yes. I would try to avoid that situation as much as possible. I don't think I've ever actually asked, like, I'll like look like a dumbass and try to like repeat it a million times before I'll be like, yeah, can I get somebody with like clear English? Are we becoming like too like soft though?
That feels too soft to not be able to say.
Yeah. Like, is that fucked up? Like, because like if I got a client that's like primary language is Spanish and I can't speak Spanish and their shit's broken English, it wouldn't be offensive to me if they're like, yeah, does one of your colleagues speak Spanish? Like, yeah, so and so's over here. Break it down for me.
Exactly. Because I was just talking to a guy. We're using Men's Warehouse to get a suit for a friend's wedding, and they got my order wrong twice, right? And so I called in. I was trying to get it fixed, and this guy I was talking to today, Middle Eastern. He spoke super quick. I couldn't understand anything, and he kept talking over me when I would try to clarify. And I was getting hot. I just started getting real short and using different language and whatnot. And then of course my dumbass like got super smart and I had to go in and see him in person. So I had to keep that same. Then I had to keep that same energy when I went in person.
Was it just as bad?
It was pretty bad. Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, and so I had to keep like the tough guy voice on while I was in person.
Right, keep a straight face and shit.
Yeah, like I was just an asshole to you, so I can't come in here being nice now.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever had to ask. What I do in those situations, I just repeat. I say, you said this. And I mean, it might make them more uncomfortable than me because I'm going to just repeat, like, you said this. Oh, that's what you said? But like you said, asking for somebody else, that is a little. But I mean, if you can't understand them and you fucked up the order twice, I understand it.
Yeah. I should have done that. I should have tried to repeat it more. I did feel a bit racist saying, is there anybody else there to talk to?
Fuck that. I can't be mad at that though. Shit, we gonna keep it on.
Yeah, it's real life deal here. I'm here with my boy John and my boy Flock. This Views from a Chair pod and shit. I forgot to do the introduction. It was a slow warm up, dog. The backs drawn slowed us down a little bit, dog. I thought the juvie shit was gonna bump the morale up, but it didn't. So let's talk about some fun shit.
What we got?
Wait, can you guys hear this?
A little bit.
Yeah. I don't know if what fun happened.
That's the soundboard.
Yep.
That's a weak.
Is it better now?
That's a little better.
We got the wrong person in charge of the soundboard.
Yeah, it's real life deal here and shit, dog. Damn, I'm so fucking funny, dog.
What kind of gunshot was that?
The crowd's going crazy, dog. The crowd's going. Flock better watch his back, dog. All right, we're here and shit.
Definitely got the wrong person in charge of the soundboard.
We're here now, dog. It's fucking lit, dog. Now, what's it called? Dog, I am so pumped up about Chris Paul, and I don't want to get overly into basketball. 16th year, 36. He really, it kind of either shows that, like, the medicine for all sports is, like, so fucking out there now. These guys are all playing into their primes. Like, it's nuts that, like, JJ's still in the league. Melo's still in the league. Iguodala's still in the league. Bron, Chris Paul, like these guys are all 36 and up. Like Brown and them came in 2003, dog. I was 12 when they came in the league. I'll be 30 this year.
So you think it's the medicine that's keeping them going?
Is it the medicine? And your Flock, this might make your argument, dog. Chris Paul switched to plant-based like 3 years ago.
A lot of athletes have.
It makes sense.
So
the Alex Morgan, she's vegan. There's a ton that are vegan.
But that plant-based diet, I ain't gonna lie, Flock. I took your recommendation and tried the Just Egg, and it was trash. It was hot. That was the worst shit I've tasted in probably my lifetime, honestly.
How'd you eat it?
I cooked it like an egg. You said it tastes like an egg. It smells awful. It smells awful. You gotta.
Ask that man how he ate it.
It smells awful, right?
I think all egg smells awful.
Well, shit. That shit is like times 1,000. Cooked it.
How you cook that joint up?
Do that shit right in the pan like a scrambled egg. Scrambled it up. Texture's off.
Bro, I think you can't cook for real.
Nah, that shit hardcore, bro.
I've cooked it a million times and it's never smelled bad or anything like that.
No, I'm talking about like straight in the bottle. Like, oh nah, this ain't it. That shit nasty, man.
You smelled it in the
All right, I'm done.
Smelled it in the bottle?
I mean,
you smell. You like crack a raw egg and just smell the raw egg.
You don't even smell. That's the thing. You don't even smell a raw egg. So I'm like, all right,
Yeah, there's no scent to it.
Yeah, this is all. I'm like, all right. Flock said it's good. He said it tastes like an egg. So
you cooked it up. You cooked it up and then you put some pepper on it and shit.
I tried it every way. I tried to make it good because I told you I wanted to go. I still want to do the plant-based shit, but that wasn't a good start. Just the egg won't be a part of my plant-based diet at all. That was disgusting.
Here's my top tip with plant-based when you're trying it out. If it ain't, don't try so hard to make shit that's not vegan. Right? Like we try really hard to be able to have ham and egg and all this stuff. Like it's not, you're trying to make something that's not egg taste like egg, so it's not going to taste like egg. Or
what's the name of it?
Just Egg.
And I took your recommendation. You said it tastes like an egg.
Yeah, I mean it's called Just Egg, though. That's the market.
That tastes
that's how they're marketing it.
That tastes nothing like an egg, man.
I don't know.
It was bad.
Have you do you like Egg McMuffins?
Come on, man. You know where I stand with Egg McMuffins.
Mm-hmm.
So make it like an Egg McMuffin, bro. That's just amazing. I have one of those like a couple times a month.
I
Well, yeah,
still
Flock,
got it. I
you're,
should
you're,
have thrown it out, man, but I still got it. And I'm gonna try to sandwich it this time. But it's just straight like you eating eggs. No go.
what's your first experience with it, Flock? You felt like you were like, yeah, this shit tastes good
I don't
with any
remember.
vegan shit. Like
I
it
don't.
wasn't a tough transition for you.
Yeah, it was. I can't. So this is hard for me to answer because A, I can't remember, right? Honestly, what my taste buds were like at the time. And B, like just egg wasn't out when I was vegan. Just got vegan, right? So my taste buds, by the time I had just egg, hadn't had egg in like 2 years.
Okay.
So what I remember, it seems just like egg, and other people that aren't vegan that have had it said this shit tastes just like egg. But that could be John's experience.
And this was the thing. I was like, I'm gonna get regular eggs though. So I got my regular eggs, and then I cook. Those got cooked too. So it's like, all right, I'm gonna eat my regular eggs. Then I'm gonna try these eggs because Flock said these eggs taste like eggs,
Mm-hmm.
and devour my regular eggs.
The flesh, that fleshy
Yeah,
texture.
the fleshy
Real good.
dead baby chicken, amazing, scrambled with cheese and all that. And then I got to your shit, or not your shit, but the vegan shit, and I'm just like, yeah, I was led wrong. He did me dirty with these. He did me dirty with these.
Mm.
I was sad, man. I wanted to text you the moment I ate. I was like, man, I'm gonna just save it for the pod, man. That shit. But I mean,
Yeah.
I think the transition to vegan, for me at least, is gonna be tough. I think I am still gonna try to do it, but that shit right there wasn't a good start.
I was talking to a friend recently, and they told me that there's a lot of signs that if you raise your kids with all plant-based vegan diet, that they're smaller than average kids.
What are those signs?
I don't know, bro. I'm telling you what they said. They said they got 3 kids, and they did one of the kids all
Oh,
plant,
What
all
the
plant,
fuck?
all plant-based. They did one of the kids all plant-based, and that kid's like mad small in comparison, and the other 2 kids are in the 90th percentile. And they said
well,
all
might
the
have been the
stuff.
pipeline, but that's cool.
I
My bad. I love you, man.
That's kind of fucked up. That's like an experiment. It sounds like that.
Nah, I don't think it happened like that, bro. I think they were going through a phase at the time. And then there are some articles that they found that backed it up afterwards that they stopped. But, I mean, who can call it? It seems to be working for Chris Paul.
Yeah, I mean, you've got all these other kids out here that are growing up malnutrition that aren't plant-based, so you can have poor nutrition no matter how you eat, right? Just because you're plant-based don't mean that you're healthy. Me and Em, every Friday night, we have frozen pizza, frozen chicken nuggets, frozen fries, and wine. That's our dinner.
Frozen chicken nuggets?
Yeah.
Vegan chicken nuggets, though?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I don't ever fuck with frozen nuggets, Doug.
Shout out to the frozen nuggets.
You think Ben Simmons is just a bitch?
I think he got paid too early.
But, like, the pay too early would say that he's, like, all right, I would get, like, if that was just, like, all right, lack of improvement. But, like, it's got to be a mentality thing to where, like, he just doesn't have the confidence. But does the confidence come from lack of effort or work ethic?
I think all that comes from being paid early. I mean, once you get, if your job, if you didn't reach top peak at your job, but they paid you like the top person, what motivation do you have to get better at your job?
But see, that's the argument. But that's the argument I don't like.
Why not?
Because he's got considerably better on the defensive end. He went from a minus on defense to runner-up and defensive player of the year this year. So, like, he's obviously putting in the effort on the defensive end, and like, he's got way better on it. So he's making some kind of effort to get better at his game. There's got to be a mental block.
I mean, but defense was never his problem.
It was that when he came into the league, they said he was a lazy rebounder and a mediocre defender. And now he's probably the best rebounder at point guard and the best defender on the wing.
Well, I would challenge that and say Russell is a better rebounder. And he might be the best defender because he's fucking 6'11" or whatever he is, but that's not where we need you to get better at. We need you to get better on the offensive end.
But why is he so scared to get better on the offensive end?
What incentive does he have to get better?
But he's got so much better on defense. What's the incentive to get better on defense?
Because that's easier to get better, I guess. I feel like defense is all effort.
That's what I'm saying.
Offense,
So
you have to put in work to get better.
is he scared to put the effort in on offense?
Why am I putting in work and that y'all just gave me $100+ million?
But you just said he's turned his effort up on defense. So he's
That's
putting
just
in the work
effort.
on defense.
That's effort.
Effort's work, bro.
This is what I'm saying. It's not a skill to play defense. Defense to me is effort. You have to go to the gym and put shots up, practice to get better at shooting.
At his size, his talent, and athletic ability, he could get 20 a game just off effort.
Okay.
So why doesn't he do it?
I just said he has no incentive to. He got paid.
But I mean, he's putting in the effort on defense, though. So why wouldn't he just match the effort on offense? Unless it was something else in his brain that's like he's just too scared to fuck up on offense.
John's telling you his logic. Damn.
But he's just saying, like, because he's saying it's just a lack of effort. Like, there's no incentive to get.
If Ben Simmons was getting $2 million a year right now, and they wasn't paying him unless he put up 15 shots a game, I guarantee you Ben Simmons will be putting up 15 shots a game.
I think part of what John's saying too is there's more fundamentals and learning fundamentals that go into offense. Like defense, you can play a lot better just pure off of effort. When you're shooting a jump shot, you can't put in more effort to make a jump shot.
But bro, right now with his ability, he can get 20 a game just by running to the rim and throwing his hook shot up. He could do that.
I think we've all paid so much attention to his jumper and it's so deep in his head that he can't get himself right.
So is it his fault that Sixers aren't going to win the chip?
No, it's the Sixers' fault for paying him so early.
Do you have a choice though? If you know everyone's going to pay this guy,
You don't. That's the problem.
Like you got to pay him.
You don't. That's the problem. And somebody would take Ben Simmons taking 5 shots a game. They wouldn't give a fuck.
Not even somebody, dog. Probably 90% of the teams.
For sure. But that's a problem in the league. And if you want to win, they obviously can't win that way because they should be in the finals right now. It's not even a question.
Yeah, this year. Easy.
This was probably they won. They might have a chance next year. I don't even know if he'll be there next year, so can't even really speak on next year. But this was definitely a chance for the process to work out for them, man. They let that shit go away. And I guess we'll see how they feel about it this offseason and what they do with him.
Do you think the fans play a part in this at all?
A part in what?
Like him just... I think he's scared of getting like the scrutiny of like taking them shots.
I do.
I think Philly fans would be happy with him missing 5 threes than him taking none. And then they'll be like, all right, well, this is why he doesn't shoot. But when you don't shoot at all, it's like, come on, dog. We just want to see you shoot. We don't give a fuck if you miss them. Rajon Rondo is shooting threes now. Ben Simmons, you can shoot threes, dog.
It's weird too because it seems like the Philly fans like cheer it on when he shoots. Like even when they had
go
Fultz, like, they
crazy.
were cheering when they were shooting.
They go crazy. Every jumper he shoots, they go crazy. Why? I couldn't imagine that feeling of 17, 18,000 people screaming because I'm shooting. I'm gonna shoot every fucking time. Fuck that.
They shouldn't have let him go this long with it because now it's too much pressure. Now it's like year 6.
One thing I will say is he did opt out of playing for Australia this season for the Olympics. So he said he's gonna work on his game. So we'll see. But we see him booed up in the stands at the tennis tournament with his lady. And so it's like, what's really going on, Ben?
I don't know about y'all, but as someone who, for the level that I played at, which wasn't much, could shoot, like whenever I was coming off the screen and somebody would yell shoot,
you could shoot.
Like I already said that I couldn't shoot that well compared to other people. So I could shoot probably. I feel like at the level we were playing at, that's what I did was shoot. And so people would expect it. People would like say shoot, like when I was coming off a screen or something like that, and that would mess me up. I felt like I would miss when people would encourage me to shoot.
I would yell at Dill in games to shoot. Like, bro, you don't shoot the ball. Like you'll shoot, like you'll shoot when we playing at the park. Just because we in the rec, don't stop shooting. Shoot that shit.
Seems like a better shot to drive.
So maybe you can relate to Ben there, Dill.
Yeah, I can. This seems like a better shot to drive.
So maybe that's what he's doing.
I think it is, dog. And he creates the most open three-pointers in the league. So it's like, if you drive, I'm going to get to the rim, confident in finishing my ability at the rim. If somebody sticks up, and I can pass it off to two shooters that shoot better than me, it's going to create a better shot.
So maybe he's just not shooting on purpose, and he doesn't really need to.
That's what I think. I think that he's got no confidence in his jump shot. So in his mind, he's like, but he won't shoot at all.
That's the problem.
And if they know you won't shoot at all, like you won't shoot once a game, like it's like, all right, now we don't have to stick you at all until you get 10 feet. Cause like, I'm not a jump shot. Like my jumper's okay, but I'm like, I don't like shooting. But if I got within 10 feet, I'll float it up. And he just won't even float it up.
Like when he went up for that layup and passed it instead?
Yeah, like he won't float it up. Like he won't even attack that's the irritating shit. It's like, he won't attack the rim with the threat of scoring.
I don't care who you are. If they guarding you below the free throw line, that's ultimate disrespect.
Yeah, it's fine.
Shoot that shit, dog.
Yeah.
Especially when you got people like Brook Lopez firing 8 up a game.
Your center is shooting threes. If Embiid's shooting threes, bro, shoot threes, dog.
That would make me want to get to be a better jump shot, have a better jump shot just out of spite.
Exactly. Like, damn, y'all disrespecting me. I'm in the NBA. Y'all treat me like this, like I'm some bum off the street. Like, he can't. Fuck that. $100 million man. Nah, but you can't shoot though. Nah, don't do me like that.
Wow.
Yeah.
I just dropped a hoe bar just so we can count it. So we know.
I didn't even hear it.
I said out of spite, I just might flood these streets.
Damn. Do we want to keep it NBA and go Rachel Nichols?
I would love one of you to break that down to me. I heard the video a little bit. I only listened to it once because I did a beer Olympics this weekend, and like the older you get, like the competitiveness does not leave you, and you will try to win at everything you do, no matter what. Also, another thing I'm learning later in life is you can't be scared to make yourself look stupid as shit to have fun either. Like, you think you're gonna look stupid? Who gives a fuck, dog? Everybody's looking stupid, and 9 times out of 10, you're the only person that's even thinking, like, do we look stupid doing this? Like, dog, do the front flip off the fucking slip and slide, or dive for the fucking beer pong game, or whatever the fuck it is. But yeah, let's dive into Rachel Nichols.
Do we want the audio?
Yeah, we got it. Here, let me stop sharing.
Let's get it. Rachel Nichols, from ESPN. This was her speaking on Maria Taylor.
To me, hey, instead of hosting the NBA Finals, like, why don't you do Doris' Salmon reporter job for the NBA Finals? Because guess what that would clear the way for? For Maria to do the hosting for us. Yeah. So, I have declined. I don't know what their next move is, but they are feeling pressure because of all of that, and I'm trying to figure out like how to just, my thing is that I wish Maria Taylor all the success in the world. She covers football, she covers basketball. If you need to give her more things to do because you're feeling pressure about your crappy long-time record on university, which by the way I myself know personally from the female side of it, go for it. Just, find it somewhere else. You're not going to find it with me. They said to me.
So that's basically her speaking on Maria Taylor.
Real quick, let me take advantage of the soundboard.
That's how you feeling?
Very all right, so I'll give her this.
Mm-hmm.
It is telling that a lot of fellas are coming out and supporting her, like fucking your boy, or was it Bomani that came out, or was it Amin? One of the two
I haven't seen.
came out and was like, yeah, she's the reason we were on the jump. She's the reason T-Mac was on the jump, blah, blah. Steven Jackson came out and said something very similar. It reminds me of like a very popular take for white people to have, which is like not acknowledging their privilege because like they grew up poor or whatnot. So it's like her saying like I can, like, they got a bad rap and like I can speak to that as a woman too. But it's like also like, but as a woman, I shouldn't have to give up my spot to a black woman because they're bad with women and black people. And it's like kind of like, yeah, you're way off on this, but like, and get her opportunities shouldn't take away from your opportunities either, Rachel Nichols. They're pushing the fuck out of you. Like they've been pushing you for a couple of years now. And a big reason for your push is because like your little monologues and what you've been saying in the recent years. So like, don't be an advocate because like you can capitalize off it and it's been working in your favor finally. And then as soon as it goes against you, you feel like an opportunity is being taken away from you because you're not black or Spanish. Now it's a problem. And I think it's more telling that it was in a secret recording in like a private setting to where like that's how she really feels.
Yeah, it seems like it doesn't match what we've thought of her so far, how she's presented herself. A little incongruent.
I mean, yeah. But yeah. I wasn't super shocked by it. Like when I saw everybody was kind of like up in arms, like I get it, but like that doesn't shock me from like an old down ass white person. Like, yeah, like I sympathize with it and I get it and this shit's fucked up. But if it affects my direct life, fuck that.
My only thing was I just don't see how it affects her though.
Because she thought that she was gonna get the op to host the finals. She thought she did her time and like it was coming up and she was gonna get it instead of being the sideline reporter like Doris Burke. She was gonna get it, and now she feels like Maria's jumping over her to get that, and it's only because what's going on now. It's like, oh, you mean you're getting skipped because you're white? Wow, that hurts.
I mean, I guess I feel her because I guess she feels like she put whatever amount of time in, but she still would have been at the finals doing what people know her to do, and that's report. So I don't know. It's a little weird for me.
Question, and this might sound wild. I couldn't quite make out all the audio. Is she saying that somebody is getting promoted because of their race and skipping her and getting an advantage?
Basically,
it sounded, yeah, she basically was saying that they're doing that because of their bad rep and what so and so.
It, again, I'm not saying this is what I think, but it might sound wild. That happens, I guess, right? There's like lots of people that say that happens. Like there's that kind of tokenism.
And then, honestly, I think it was more of an assumption as well, because like, who was to say that was the reason they were doing it? I mean, unless I wouldn't be surprised if somebody from up top told her that, but who was to say that was the reason why?
And they could have just told her that to save face.
Yeah, that could have been just to get her out my face. Like, yeah, we're doing this for diversity. Maybe they think Maria Taylor is better at hosting than you.
Did you guys hear Jalen Rose's daughter come out and do her little bit?
Not what she said.
I don't want to get too clip happy, but it's a bit of a summary. But she came out and basically like flamed her, like, dog, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, you nut ass bitch. And more.
And it's crazy because we fuck with Rachel.
Yeah, everybody likes Rachel. Like that's
kind of left. It was definitely weird.
Because let's quickly talk
here's
about Miss Rachel
Jalen
Nichols.
Rose's daughter.
Maria Taylor knows what a generational talent she is in the broadcasting world, so I don't even got to go there and hype her up. Let's talk about the fact that she actually played basketball. And if you want to go there, let's go there. Let's talk about how you're related to Diane Sawyer, arguably the queen of ABC. Nah. You got your job as one of the faces of ESPN because you're so entertaining and talented and so good at it, right? You are a woman in the sports world, and you sat there and you laughed about the Me Too movement, about your fellow women complaining about being sexually assaulted at work. You think that's funny? What really got me is you're tired of the Black Lives Matter movement because you weren't tired about posting about it or making your stupid little storybook monologues about it. Maybe instead of crying and calling Maria a diversity token, you can direct that energy to the people who think there can only be one woman on that stage. And if we're being real, Rachel Nichols is a subpar reporter. Subpar, boring, not great. I'm sorry your white privilege didn't work this time. Maybe next time.
Don't agree with her on the subpar. I think Rachel Nichols is really good at her job.
Yeah.
But she makes some fair points, and I like to hear from the woman perspective of it, not just the guys that are standing up for her.
Yeah, I could see it. I could see Maria Taylor wasn't good, but I mean, if you watched what she did, it's not. We didn't miss anything with it being her instead of Rachel. Honestly.
Dude, I mean, she's in the middle of a contract dispute. If anything, they'd have every incentive to not put her on.
Yeah. Yeah. Weird. Weird. It was weird. Definitely came from left field, and I mean, it does suck that it was a leaked secret conversation, and nobody wants that to happen, especially at work. You might say some shit that is for whoever you're talking to. So that always sucks. But I mean, now that the truth is out, it's like, damn.
Locker room talk.
So do we say that's who she is now? We've changed our perception, and that's how we define her.
No.
I mean, you would want to say no, but you do know how she feels. Like now, it's like, all right, so do you feel like the people on the set with you deserve their job, or are they there just because of diversity?
Dude, I think women are way tougher on women than they are guys in the corporate world, because I do think they have that like idea that there can only be so many women in power,
which is wild.
And that would have been
like, yeah, there's limited spots and only one of us can be here.
And she would have been right up there with her though. That was the craziest part about it. Is she would have been on there with her, and she literally declined.
Like you're saying, you could get in the Doris Burke role that everybody fucking loves Doris Burke.
Everybody
like, what the fuck? Like, what are we talking about, dog? That might be the more popular role than the actual hosting of.
Doris Burke is now calling games. What would you rather be, the host of the pregame show or call the actual game? Yeah, that whole shit was weird.
Yeah, I remember when they were saying like we can't have Hillary Clinton be president because she might be on her period and start a war.
Yeah.
One of my buddies said that, and he literally has a daughter. And I'm like, bro, so you're saying like your daughter can never be? I'm just saying they're more emotional than guy. Blah. I'm like, Doug, I'm not. The whole argument that women are more emotional than guys is an interesting one, because I know some very like erratic dudes that don't have periods. Like just because they have periods, people like motherfuckers act like they lose complete control for fucking like dog. Like that shit's just stupid.
That's a wild take.
No, like that's a pretty popular take.
But it's wild.
Like yeah, women are like super irrational on their periods and shit. Like it's like they have like fucking split personalities or something. Like it's like nah, dog, it's not.
Because we never walked in the classroom like, oh, Miss So and So must be on her period today. Nobody was thinking that shit. Or was it?
That would be a wild thought.
That's what I'm saying. Like we wasn't talking like that. Like
covering his face. What you got on the soundboard for that one,
bro? I got nothing, dog.
Yeah.
That is nuts. That is nuts. Especially because every war has been started by a man. Like we've literally done all the wild shit in the world.
Nah, dude,
wild
fuck that.
ego, man.
Yeah, that's just ego. That's all ego. She feels like she's finally got her foot on the neck and she deserved it. And maybe you did, maybe you didn't. Doesn't mean you have to step on your colleague because you feel crazy.
Yeah. I hope that was made in like a moment of like, this isn't how I normally think. Because I did like Rachel Nichols. I'm not gonna lie.
That's what I'm saying. That shit could be a completely heat of the moment she just found out, which doesn't like take away from it, but it also like we all say shit we shouldn't say here and there.
For sure.
Yeah.
Or say shit we don't mean.
And now she at work walking around on eggshells like, damn, I can't even trust so and so. Like, I don't, like, who can I talk to? And now, who knows if she even wants to still report? So that whole situation sucks. But
What do you guys get into gossip at work?
about work,
At work?
Yes.
Yeah. You get into it?
My job, like my job is very like high schoolish. My job's like high schoolish in the way that they don't even announce like when big news happens because they just expect it to spread through gossip.
damn.
Like if somebody gets a promotion or transfers departments, like they won't even send an email out. They'll just assume you know.
Damn. That's different. For me, it's
Yeah,
a little
very.
different. It's not really much gossip going on at my shit. How about you, Flop?
I'm oblivious to it a lot of times. Like I always find out about drama way late. And like I just found out some crazy shit the other day about my work and
Yeah.
I was like, damn, like blown away. And they're like, "Oh, this has been happening since before COVID." I was like just so out of it. I feel like, I don't know. I prefer to stay out of it because then you can't trust nobody. And I hate feeling like I can't trust any of my coworkers.
I will say though, at previous jobs though, gossip was heavy. That's when I realized grown people are just as much kids as kids are.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Grown men
at
love to
my,
gossip.
yeah,
too.
yeah. At my old jobs, the gossip was insane, and I used to just be there like, this is what the fuck goes on at work. Like,
Yeah.
we really high school and in a fucking work at work too.
Yeah.
40 hours of high school.
Dog. Interesting narrative growing up. It's like in TV and what's it called? It's like women gossip. Grown ass men gossip, dog.
A bit.
Mhm.
Grown ass men gossip like some bitches. And I didn't say that in like the bitches way, so that doesn't count. And I went this whole fucking pod so far without saying it, dog. It's a
Who
lot
you
of
mad at?
haters.
You or yourself?
Yeah, we
A
need
lot
the
of
team
haters
right there.
on.
They're going ding.
It was a lot of haters on Instagram last week. I put a little poll together, and it was 95% of the vote said I would never stop, and one vote said it would only last one episode. Dog, there's no faith in me. But anyway,
What does it
man,
mean
they
that I thought about voting but decided not to?
Yeah, I didn't even want to contribute. I was, I'm not
I've
part
been
of this.
dog 15 minutes. I haven't said it once, dog. And that wasn't the same context.
Well, who are you
The
referring
exact same.
Good job. Come on, dog. What do we
that
got going
soundboard.
on here, dog? Top crew over here, dog. Jesus Christ. But the point is, dudes gossip, dog, a lot. Grown men will hit you with the most gossip. Adults be bored as shit with their own fucking life, dog. They be 45, 48, and like their kids don't really talk to them. They're at like that teenager phase where they don't really want to mess with them like that. And like their wives aren't really like, they're not hitting it off. They're probably fucking like on special occasions now. Like there's no real excitement like outside of work. So they really thrive in the work environment to where it's like every little thing is like juicy to them and they run with it, dog. They
I
run
feel
with
like
it.
some people, I'm not just going to say it's just men, but I feel like some people, when they go to work, they'd rather be at work than home.
Oh, 100%.
I feel like they look forward to the drama at work,
Mhm.
all that shit. Like they love that shit. Like
Yep.
that's what they love that shit right there.
It's
I
some
think that
people.
used to kill me.
It's some people using hard work ethic as a cover because they actually just are using work as an escape from home, dog.
They work
fooling me,
hard because
dog.
they don't want to be home.
You're not staying in the office till 7:30 every night because you love your job and you want to go crazy. Nah, dog, you don't want to see your wife and kids, dog. So let's be real with yourself. You that miserable, go find a new family. That shit is crazy, bro. Like that fuck that shit, bro.
How often do y'all talk about work at home?
Never.
I got nobody to talk to.
Yo. Yo. Yo.
You okay, dog? You good?
Yo, y'all insane.
How do y'all feel about work wives and work husbands?
I love them.
You love them? Work husbands, you
I
love them?
love
Bro, I'm so sick of you making little gay jokes on here, bro. That shit's like, I gave up the B word. You gotta stop making gay jokes, bro. It's 2021, dog.
Gay.
This was always throwing little gay shade on here, dog. You gotta leave that in the past, bro.
I didn't say anything gay.
Bro, you said, how you feel about work husbands, work wives? I love them. And then you try to clarify, oh, you love work husbands. What you getting at with that, Flock? Where are you trying to go with that, bro? Where are you trying to go with that? Let
I
us
just
know.
wasn't sure what pronoun you prefer.
Like, what? You okay, bro? Like, you good? He's not progressive, dog. This is all cat.
It might be a front, man. It might be a front.
He's the Trumper, dog. Try to shame us earlier, dog. He's the Trumper, dog.
My Just Egg tastes like egg because I dumped out the Just Egg and cracked some egg in there. I ain't progressive at all.
Poor Em. She thinks she's been vegan for 5 years. Flock's been smuggling real meat.
Yeah, there's no way any sane human being.
This shit don't say
That would be fun.
That'd be a wild double life, dog. A wild double life, dog.
wake up in the morning and fill it with real egg.
That would be fucked up.
Dog. Nah, the work wife, work husband relationship at work is always fun and interesting.
Is it though? Is it fun and interesting single, or is it fun?
I'm saying, like, I'm speaking from my perspective.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's fun because, I'm a flirty motherfucker and shit. But to see that shit, like, on the other end, like how people's spouses are, is kind of crazy for me.
Shit is not right, man.
Yeah, that shit's kind of crazy.
Not right.
I'm like, damn, you've been married to Paul for 35 years, so you gotta stop calling me handsome and shit. That's wild. Like that's enough. Like,
Oh, I don't even know, man.
You meet him at the holiday party, you be like, damn, yeah, she been acting crazy with Tom at the office. Tom over there chopping it up with him. Like, damn,
You be thinking Tom fucking her the whole time she married.
Whole time, bro.
Because that's cheating, kind of, ain't it?
I think it is. Don't have no work husband.
Bro, to the extent, like how some of them be acting and some of my office experiences, I would consider some of that cheating.
For sure, man.
I would consider
another
some of that
thing
cheating.
we learned when we start working, man, that shit, man, life interesting. Shit fucked up, because you going through it at home, your work husband treating you right, work husband buying you lunch. How you feel about another man buying your wife lunch at work?
You need money, ask me, dog.
Flop?
Same. If I went to Emily's job and she had a work husband, I would be so hot.
Oh my gosh. He buying her salad work.
Hot, like he'd be like
salad.
steamy, like
What are you saying, bro?
lady worked up. Damn.
Stretch Armstrong over there.
Fuck. Yeah, that's cheating. Don't have no work husband work wife. Fuck that.
Especially because there's a lot of relationships that blossom from the corporate world. So like it's not out of this realm to think that like it starts out as a work husband, work wife, and both of you are in unhappy relationships, and then it looks grass is greener on the other side, and then you leave you. That shit happens.
Yeah, because I've had past jobs where the owner was fucking one of my coworkers. Like that's nut shit.
Yeah. Yep.
And sometimes you really might find yourself around them more than you find yourself around significant others.
Yeah. And it's not like it's job stress when you at work. It's not like real life stress. You feel me? So you like the shit you guys are bonding over isn't that serious. This is some shit you just frustrated with at a job. Like it's not that deep. So it's a little bit of escape. And if you need an escape, dog, it's
Yeah, work husbands, work wives, that shit cheating.
what's crossing the line?
Shit, I mean, y'all both just said getting lunch.
So we said buying lunch. Is going to lunch crossing the line?
If they buying it, I'm pretty sure they going.
Well, maybe they're not buying. Maybe you're splitting the check.
Is it like if it's a one-time thing?
All right, hold up. Your woman riding passenger with this.
Oh, they're riding together. Now that's different.
Yeah, she riding passenger. Let's say
Al
two
Green
times
plan?
out of the week, every week. 2 times out of the week, they go to fucking lunch. Is that
Nah,
that's too
she's
much?
got to drive.
Right. Just
Nah,
the
she's
thought
got
of
to
your
drive.
queen riding passenger with this man is just crazy.
Yeah, that's nuts. I would be sick.
Yeah, please don't.
May or may not have pulled up to the job before, so
Oh shit.
that's a whole different off pod story. That's actually really interesting. It would be a great pod story if she would come on here and tell it, but
What was that?
huh?
What
I
you got
said
talking about?
M's got some really interesting work. I don't even know what to call it. Just do with the whole I don't even know how to say it without killing her story. Dudes act nuts at work.
No, that's a fact.
Yeah,
That's a fact.
100%.
Yeah. I can relate, Flock.
I would say like
dudes
back
is
in the
crazy.
day, yeah, girls is crazy too though.
No, that's a fact.
Yeah, that's true.
Girls is crazy. Not to like bring the women into it.
It's always their fault.
It is. Girls be trying to get the pussy up and they be married and they don't care. And some people don't care back. Like a guy like me, I wouldn't strike a marriage jump.
John?
I hit the cricket sound on Dill right there.
I need a cricket.
You ain't followed that up.
What'd you say?
I couldn't. Married, you crossing the line.
I feel like it's wild, especially at my work, because of the type of work we do. For you to still be acting like that, I feel like we should be a little more mature. We're in here talking about relationships and handling your emotions correctly, and you're like cheating with somebody you're at work with.
And even just observing it, like you said, it is crazy to see because you like, especially like if you go to a party or something, a work party, and then you see them with their significant other, you like, damn, you don't even know what the fuck they be doing. God.
I used to knock coworkers down back in the day, dog.
Would y'all ever snitch if in that scenario?
Ain't
If
like old married people business.
Yeah.
I wouldn't never snitch on nobody, on nothing.
And then no married people business. Y'all not about to have a whole divorce because of me.
That whole camera, because then you're not coming over here with me. Now you expecting me to step in and shit just because I thought, nah, the fuck. You ever see that Cameron interview? Wouldn't matter if I lived next to fucking a serial killer. I'm not telling, dog. No sir.
There's some things. Tries to kill you. I'ma move.
I'm gonna move, dog. The fuck you mean? I wouldn't intentionally ever fuck a married lady though.
How do you unintentionally have sex with somebody?
You might not know they're married.
Oh.
Then you find out later. I wouldn't even intentionally knock a John off that has a boyfriend. But sometimes they be telling you they on breaks or they just broke up, and then you realize you like that. That wasn't really the case. And then it's like, oh shit.
Oh shit.
I mean, what are you gonna do about it now? It's like, all right, well, obviously you just wanted to strike, and you feel a little used.
Oh, that's fucked up. Crazy world we live in, man.
Crazy world
we live in.
What else we got?
100%. I mean, we can hop off this shit, unless you guys want to wrap up with Sha'Carri.
Yeah, let's do that.
Man.
Sha'Carri got banned from the Olympics, did a 1-month ban, suspension, and then they left her off the relay team. Is that what I got out of that?
Yeah, they left her off the 4x4. Yep.
Why? Why'd they leave her off?
I mean, obviously they don't have to give a reason, but we all know the reason. It's probably just because she tested positive, and I mean,
is that her race? I don't know how track works. Like
image thing. I don't know.
I don't know how
the race.
I don't know how track works though, bro. So I'm saying like there's isn't it like certain races that they have?
Like, I think you usually have one that you're really good at, and then you have others that you compete in because you can help.
But if she's the fastest, John, wouldn't she just by default be on the 4x4, John?
You would have thought that was the assumption, was they would have picked her for the 4x4, but I think it's just because the U.S. doesn't want to look like, oh, we empowering her breaking the rule or whatever. If it's me, I want the fastest because I want to win. But I mean, if that's the rule and they want to live by it, they don't want to set whatever they want to set an example like, nah, we gonna play by the Olympic rules. So be it. But I mean, it is whack that marijuana is still looked at as what it is. But it's crazy because in Tokyo, I mean, you get caught with a gram of weed, it's mandatory 10 years.
I saw. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. It was a felony still over there.
Crazy, right?
Yeah, yeah, that's what I was saying earlier. I saw. That's fucking nuts. I
Dang.
saw a lot of people on Twitter and what's it called saying the treatment of her is racist. What do you guys think about this?
I would ask them what was the racist part of the treatment if that's the rule. You're not
Yeah, I
about to
didn't.
get mad at your job if they say you can't smoke weed and then you take a test and you fail it. What you gonna say? Oh, this racist? And I respect Sha'Carri because she owned it. I knew the rules and
Yeah.
I still did what I did. She ain't make no excuses for her actions, and I respect that. She didn't
Yeah.
make one excuse. She owned up to her shit. I did it. It's my fault. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'll be back in 4 years and still beat all y'all.
Yeah, I didn't feel like it was racist because not too long ago, I think it was a marathon runner got banned for an illegal substance that she consumed when eating at a food truck in a foreign country, and they like proved it, and they still banned her, right? Even though this came from a food truck, it wasn't enough to make any difference. Like it wasn't from actual substances. They still banned her, and I feel like they're just, even though the rule's outdated, it's a bad rule. Like, sure, but that was the rule at the time. You did what you did. I mean, it really sucks. But I don't know if it's racist.
Yeah, I wouldn't go as far as to call it racist. Definitely sucks.
Do you guys remember the whole Michael Phelps scandal?
With the weed, and they made him seem like he was the worst person ever.
Bro, he got caught with a picture of a bong. He didn't even test dirty. Like, they didn't even catch him with weed. He literally had a picture of a bong. And they acted like that fucking guy killed a baby.
I mean, he lost endorsements and everything. That shit was crazy.
Yeah,
I
bro.
remember that.
He
We were
was
young.
suspended for like fucking 6 months. Like, they acted like he was fucking out of here. Like, it was nuts. And it was literally just a picture of him getting fried. Like, he didn't even get caught. I would have said that shit was tobacco in there if I was him, dog.
Yeah,
Don't know how
but
they
ain't
can flip
nobody
that.
using no bump.
Then they made him do all like that rebranding. Remember, he like disappeared for some years, came back.
Bro,
as a
they
brand
acted
new
like he was
person.
they acted like he was a J, dog.
Even though those swimmers, when they're overseas, they do, or in other countries, they act wild. Like that whole thing that happened not too long ago. But
The Ryan Block guy, he was a fucking loser. That was a guy that should have got banned. That motherfucker forged a whole robbery and shit. He was drunk, a little dumb
Oh yeah, that was wild.
white B word. Yeah, that shit was silly.
Shit, man. Well, Facebook.
all right,
Facebook has been real.
some races have loyalty, but like with white people, there's no like white guy loyalty in fights.
Yeah, there's.
What that mean?
I feel like for the most part, if a white guy sees another white guy getting jumped or in a fight, like he's not going to jump in and say, "I'm gonna fight for him."
If you see another race jumping a white guy, or if a white guy is
Right.
fighting another white guy.
For me, I'd go with both.
Oh shit.
Like I'm not jumping in at all. But I feel like in other races, if someone's getting jumped by other people or people from a different race, they're gonna jump in and like help.
I can't speak for the whites. I will say,
I got nothing for that.
yeah, I do think black people would like at least say something. I don't know if every black person, I'm not gonna put it on every black person
Sure.
to jump into some shit, but I do feel like black people gonna be like, yo, what the fuck? Like if you see a black person getting jumped by some black people, you probably like, what the fuck he did. But if you see black person getting jumped by another race, you definitely gonna at
Bro
least
must have been wilding.
yeah, you at least gonna say something. You see black person getting jumped by another race. If not, you gonna run over there and be like, I could see that. I don't know about the same race shit though.
Because I feel like as a white guy, if I see another white guy getting jumped, I'm like, yeah, fuck that white guy. Like, I'm not getting involved in that. I kind of mean it as a joke, not super serious, but like I just think it's funny how there's a little bit of a difference there.
We don't really have a racial bond. We have like a territory bond.
Yeah, no racial bond for me. There's no racial bond over like I'm white, you're white, we're in this together. I do not feel that at all.
I probably got like the opposite of that, honestly.
Same.
I feel like
I see a white guy getting jumped, I'm probably like, oh, he had that one coming.
Yeah. He did something wild.
He must have said some wild shit, dog. He was probably on some racist shit.
It just ain't enough of us, so it's kind of like, yeah, we gotta help our brother out. We got at least stop this shit. But you don't really want to get involved in too many jumping situations either, because you never know what they're about. You never know what a jumping is about, because this dude could have
raped a bitch.
Could have been anything. Said the most heinous shit.
We ain't start the second half yet. That don't count.
Oh, we record.
I don't count.
Oh man.
Yeah, I don't got no race loyalty.
There's in my house, there's the window into the bathroom is like right in the front, and you can like really see in it. So sometimes I'm like taking a piss and the neighbor pulls in and she hops out of the car and we make eye contact.
That's wild.
Sometimes I'm just like, what it do, baby? Just like, I'm not gonna rush to pull the blinds.
A little head nod and shit.
Yeah.
You think the neighbor saw your dick?
I think so.
What the fuck?
It's an older. It's an older lady.
No.
The regular John.
Yeah.
So you on some thrill seeking shit?
Yeah. I told you.
How'd that make you feel? Like you was like, yeah, you see the vibes?
She couldn't see it. Doesn't matter.
Blinds open in the bathroom is kind of crazy.
Sometimes you don't want to pull them down.
I think she couldn't see it anyway, huh?
She didn't have her binocular.
John, I told you, dog.
Literally said that shit earlier. That y'all love that shit.
Your white people love a good little dick joke. Love some dick humor, dog.
It is one of my favorites. I can't lie. I was talking to some friends about how they should change like your short size to like, or pant size to where instead of like waist and inseam, it's like waist, inseam, and dick size.
That would be crazy.
Could be like 34, 36, 2.
Your crotch joint just go in.
It's inverted. Imagine checking out at the counter and you got like a 0.5.
That would be crazy.
Grab the 8. I like to keep it snug. Motherfuckers be walking around baggy as shit.
They don't love that shit.
Oh, good old dick jokes, man. Oh, got a lot of them shits, dog. That's funny. 34, 26, dude.
So my card for today is, what would be your pant size in this? No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, that's funny as shit, dog. That's funny as shit. Fucking, you had another therapy question? Oh, yeah, never mind.
Yeah.
Outside the cards?
Yeah, it's like a couple paragraphs that I'd have to read. We go with that?
Let's go for it.
Like kind of sets the stage. So this is from one of my really all-time favorite people. Her name's Esther Perel. Anybody that needs any type of wants some deeper insight to figure out some things about themselves, look her up. She's amazing. So this says, stories shape our reality. They help us make sense of our past, what we've been doing or what we've been through, who we were then, who we are now, and who we would like to be going forward. We tell stories to introduce ourselves to new people. We tell stories to explain our behavior, even to people who've known us for a long time. Our stories help us relate to others who have similar life experiences, and they help us connect with people who are vastly different from us. We cherish these narratives, sometimes too much. We all have our go-to stories, but have you ever wondered what role they play in your life? How might the internal logic of these stories shape your new experiences? We use our stories as reminders, as protection and prevention. Our core stories, such as I can't depend on anybody but myself, were once adaptive storylines. They banished our helplessness and made us able and strong. But while they fit the past, they don't necessarily fit the present, and they may be blocking the future. Holding on to them with tenacity can make us so hypervigilant that we see the past everywhere. What we insist on persists. If it can stop us from seeing and trying new things, and yes, writing new stories. If a date shows up late and we have a history of being left waiting or feeling invisible, we might race immediately to the foregone conclusion of our go-to story, that either they are selfish or that we are unworthy, or both. When we hold on to the deep beliefs about who we are or how we think others view us, it can prevent us from creating new beliefs about who we can be. A few questions. Has a childhood of neglect made you question whether you are worthy of attention? Have one too many bad dates made you give up on dating altogether? Do you often find yourself explaining why you are the way that you are to someone who interprets your story as an excuse? Have you ever caught yourself making unfair assumptions about somebody else? Where do your expectations of yourself and others come from? Are they too high, too low? If you answered yes to any of these, it's time to ask, what if you're actually trapped in your own story? It doesn't mean that it didn't happen the way you think it did, or that your story doesn't matter. It may be all true, but how does your story serve you?
I feel like it was like 5 questions in there.
Yeah,
It was like fucking 25 questions in there, dog.
Yeah, there was 5 or 6. We don't have to answer them all, but I think the ultimate question is like, what's your story about yourself? And do you have any stories that are limiting and used to be true, but are no longer true, and now you live according to that, but it's trapping you? So like one for me is the quiet thing. Like
I was gonna say, you got to do an example.
People have always said that I'm shy or quiet or mad or something like that, or don't have good reactions. And I think for a long time I really lived according to that story. Like, yeah, that's me, that's who I am. And it was almost like they created it for me, when that's not really what I was doing. And it kind of made me believe that I can't be different, or that I need to change my reaction when I don't. Because sometimes being quiet is just fine, but other times I do want to say more, but I've been convinced by others and myself that that's who I am. And so therefore that's what I do when I am in a scenario where I need to be reacting or have more of a response. I feel like there's probably lots of stories. Like even the one I talked about my dad so much at the beginning, like just being mad at my dad and having these things that he did that were hurtful, and how they impacted me. Like I kept talking about it, and in our podcast, I was like, damn, I'm talking about this a lot. Like I'm almost reinforcing it each time I say it. So I kind of try to move on from that to have a different story about how I've been affected.
I can relate to you saying the quiet one. And like I said, last podcast or a couple podcasts ago, like when I talk about this type of shit, I definitely, like when I was saying like how I am at work, like I make it more of an effort to engage in a convo with somebody at work now. Like I'm like, all right, maybe I should just give them some conversation and shit. So I've definitely talked more and shit, just to let people know, like, yeah, you could talk to me though. Like it's okay. Shit, I might not give you that long-winded answer you want and shit, but I'll engage in some small talk here and there now, because, like you said, the quiet narrative. I'm a I can talk. Like I'm not quiet once you get to know me and shit, but if I don't know you, I am quiet. And like you said, I do feel like even parents like, oh, he's just shy. He don't really da da da, or friends, oh, he don't really talk like that. But damn, maybe I wanted to talk to this person though, but now I'm the friend that don't talk and shit like that.
Okay. That last one, because I can relate to that. Can you say
Mm.
more about that? Like when you wanted to talk to somebody, but then you're labeled as a shy person. It's like, immediately,
Cause
fuck it, I'll
I
back off.
mean, it might be some like I might go to watch a fight or something, and somebody may want to talk. Oh, he don't even talk like that. Like leave or like how people be like, oh, leave him alone. He don't want to talk to you, like that type of shit. So yeah, I could definitely relate to the. But is it frustrating to you when people do that to you?
It wasn't until maybe the past year or so
Mm-hmm.
because I realized that I was kind of owning the story too. Then I would tell myself, oh, I'm the quiet one,
Mm-hmm.
or I don't have much of a reaction. Or like, because I feel like it's kind of the same thing with when I've shared about being anxious
Mm-hmm.
and social situations on the pod. Like I almost have this story that I tell myself, oh, I'm anxious in social situations. And so I become anxious even when I'm not, because that's what I think I do.
Right. Yeah, I don't feel like I'm anxious, or I don't really feel pressure to talk either. But if I do want to talk, I will talk. So like, let me be the one that don't want to talk to somebody or will talk to somebody.
When other people say you are not bothered by anything,
Hmm.
is any story created there by like them
Uh,
saying that?
I'm not really bothered by shit though, which is kind of it sounds weird, but like unless it affects me personally and shit, it's not really. Mm, uh, yeah, I don't even know how to put it in words because I'm not really bothered by shit. I don't know where it obviously comes from somewhere. I would have to probably go to therapy to find out where it come from. But I mean, I feel like I know where it come from. But yeah, I'm not really bothered by too much because at the end of the day, like I be saying, I know this shit ain't gonna stop whether I'm bothered by it or not. So why be bothered by it?
True, true.
You got a story, deal?
I I don't know if I understand the question.
The
Like, so is it like the narrative about you,
yeah,
and
like
then how it doesn't fit anymore?
Yeah, like specifically uh, a story that we tell ourselves about ourselves or about how life treats us or about how we handle situations and what has happened to us and why.
Mm.
Like that one that says of our core stories could be I can't depend on anybody but myself.
I'm like opposite of you guys. You guys are both shy or not shy anymore or whatnot. I've always been more like expected to be outgoing and like always around and whatnot. Um, so like now in later years, it kind of like if I'm not in the mood to be like the center of attention or like geeked up or whatnot, I'll just fully isolate. But that doesn't necessarily mean I want to be isolated either. It just means I don't want to be like I don't want to be the one that has to crack jokes or like do this, and then I don't want to look weird if I'm around a bunch of people and then I'm not like being like on go funny and shit. I think it's just a bunch of different reasons. Like it doesn't apply like the shit you happen when it's like when you're younger doesn't really apply when you're older either. Like it's like I used to really thrive for attention, but that's more so just because my mom had to work a lot when we were younger and my brother got in mad trouble when we were kids, so she had to throw a lot of attention on him. So I'd go to school and be like the class clown and get mad attention that way. So if I was at my stepdad's house, it was always kind of like, well, Big Dill's nice at sports, Kyle's nice at sports, Caitlin's the girl, and like this is their house, so like I need to like stick out my own way and do this when all the friends come over and what's it called, and then like as you get an adult, you're like, all right, now this is what's kind of expected of you, and you're like, But in reality, like, is that what expected of me, or is it just what I think people expect of me? I'm thinking just because, like, when I go out and like I'm not super talkative, my friends are like, "Yeah, you good?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I'm straight." I'm thinking like now I'm coming off as weird, but it could just be as simple as like, "All right, yeah, I'm cool. I'm just chilling today."
When you hear them ask you if you're straight, you start to question, am I being weird?
Yeah, like, am I being odd because it's not the norm to them? But then it's like also like, why am I like almost 30 still like building up this narrative that like I'm a fucking bundle of joy all the time? I'm not. It just is what it is.
Do you last episode, I was gonna say sessions, I'm so used to saying that. You were talking about, which is some pretty deep shit, honestly, bro, when you were saying how the whole burden thing, right? Like I was thinking about that afterwards. Like, man,
Which
that was
burden?
good. What'd you say?
What was that?
When you were talking about how you felt like you don't want to put that burden on other people
Oh
to
yeah, that was deep shit, bro. I'm trying to open up more, dog. It's like my later life, like it's 100%, bro. Yeah,
it,
but go ahead, continue.
is that a story that you tell yourself about you and your life? Like there's a lot to it and it's too much for people.
Yeah, for sure, bro. I think I probably exaggerate the negatives over the positives when I think a lot of people come in contact with me are like, man, fuck it, we'll take the bad with the good. And I think I'm being like proactive or protective of them by like guarding them of what the bad is, and that might not be the case, you know. So it's interesting. I was thinking earlier this week, I'm like, dog, what drives me in life also holds me back in a lot of different ways. To where it's like, yeah, I'm super scared of missing out on experiences and living life to the fullest and blah blah. But I only apply that to certain aspects in life either, because I play it super safe in other aspects of life as well. So it's interesting.
I have like a story that shows up in our group, that has showed up in our group text. Like my mind will take when we're chatting and like this could be too much for the pod. Is a lot of it's me and Dill, and then my mind will say, oh shit, well, am I not including John, or like am I? And these are like momentary thoughts that come up, and it's that whole anxious thing about approval, right? Like I convince myself that maybe I'm worried about, I don't know, I don't even know how to say it really.
Nah, don't mind me, because only half the time I just be at work, and I just be like, I can't keep up. Like group chats during during the day, catch me after like 4 or 5 when I'm not at work. But when I'm driving and shit, I can't keep. It's like impossible to keep up with that shit.
I totally believe you. I'm just saying that's where my mind goes. Like that's how the anxiousness shows up that I've talked about with approval. Like, you know how we've talked about how I do like approval seeking type things. Like it'll show up in moments like that. Like, damn, I make it about me, and that's pretty selfish, right? To like make that somebody else's not responding is about me. Like, wow, this world really is it all about me? Like, come on, Jake, get your shit together.
Yeah.
Which is interesting because it's like, yeah, like it's selfish, but it's not selfish in the mind either, though. Like it's like kind of like selfless.
I feel like I'm being selfless, but I'm not, you know? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, exactly. Like you're kind of like, yeah, like I'm worried if I'm not including him on this, and is it just a solo conversation? And then like, but it's like, yo, it's motherfucker's not even worried about it.
Yeah, and as I've got to know John, I was like, that's what I remind myself. Like, okay, he said this a million times. Like, he's just not whatever, and I have to like kind of work through that sometimes. It's just crazy how my old story shows up time after time, even though I try to convince myself, dude, just fucking drop it.
Yeah, just like the last time. What was the last? We was looking for a title and shit, and I'm like, I forget what I was doing. I might have been organizing or some shit, but I was doing that, and then like once the moment y'all was like, damn, John, y'all like you ain't got no fucking no fucking jump, and I'm like, something about feeling a bill, and then y'all came up with the shit. But it's just like shit like that. Like if I would have been doing that the whole time, I would have been behind that. It had nothing to do with like not wanting to be involved. It was just like I was just doing shit.
I think it's very interesting, like as we get older. I always feel like it's our generation, but I don't know if it's our generation. But as we get older, you start to realize what like shaped your personality and like why you are how you are. But just because you can acknowledge like why you are how you are doesn't necessarily like make it easy to change that either.
I agree with that so much, and that's why my thoughts on therapy have changed a lot over the past like 7 years. Because I think a lot of therapy is about understanding, but that doesn't mean healing.
Yeah, 100%.
And I've had to change my approach in therapy so much. Like I only spend a few sessions now understanding, because you can understand all you want. Like I know John ain't like not responding because he hates me. Like he's not responding because that's John, but my mind says, oh, he just fucking hates you. It's like that doesn't make any sense.
He's just not feeling my vibes today. It's like in reality, it's like this motherfucker says he barely touches his phone at work. I've got to call him 7 fucking times to answer. Yeah, but that shit's interesting, dog. I love the deep dive and the insights of like, yeah, like, that's why I act like how I act. But yeah, like acknowledging is just one thing. Like it's a whole nother thing to tackle it.
I definitely wonder like what a therapy session would do for me, because like I said the other podcast, hearing myself talk about certain shit, I just be like, damn, I wouldn't even have thought of that if we didn't have a conversation about it. Or even a conversation with a friend, you just be like, damn, I wouldn't even have thought about it if you ain't asked that. And I mean, I don't know if it necessarily makes you change your ways or actions, but it definitely makes you think more when you verbalize shit. So I don't know. With therapy with me, the more I've done this, the more I've like, damn, I wonder what it would be like.
Yeah. I always think like being self-aware is like cool, but then I also think like just being self-aware and just acknowledging it, just like a self-pat on the back. Like, all right, yeah, well, I know this is happening and this is why so and so. Like, it doesn't really mean shit unless you address it.
Right.
I tend to think it's like step one, at least you've recognized it and now you have the opportunity to change. If you haven't recognized it, you can't change. And what I've found in therapy is that people can change things if they don't have a somatic response to it. And basically somatic just means, I shouldn't say that, it means like physical response. So if it's not like, if you don't feel it in your body, if it really is intellectual, you can change it by just thinking different. But if you feel it physically, like Dill, I know you've shared about anxiety, and I have too. Like you said going into the bar, like you feel that shit in your body. You can't think through that shit, right? That's just, it takes control of your whole body, and that's the healing that takes a lot longer when it's physical like that.
Now, when you start to get the panic attack and your whole body gets goosebumps, and you're like, yeah, what's happening right now? Yeah, I'm wilding. But then it's like enough about yourself to be like, I'm just freaking out, dog. Like it's just anxiety, but it's like you still feel it. Like it's like that's why all my friends, shit, John seen me a bunch of times now. Like I'd be at the fucking bar or at a table, we'll be out, and I'd be like, yeah, I gotta go fucking take 10, dog. I'll be back.
I already know this about
him. Yeah, take 10, walk down the block, and get on the phone or something, come back. But that's like an easy thing for somebody for years. That's like a whole different conversation for somebody you just met or somebody you just started fucking with. Like John, you like, it's mad hard to come out and be like, yeah, I think I'm about to have a panic attack, and I like walk out of this restaurant for 15.
I think at our age though, like it would be easy, like to get that out off rip. Like yo, sometimes I might be thinking something. I need 15.
How are you? I
feel like people more understanding at our age. Like
I remember. I remember I was fucking with this one Joan. We was talking for a couple weeks, and then she posted like a meme on Insta or something like that, and it was like, "Fucking this generation, the generation before was all about grinding and building family. This generation, all these motherfuckers want to talk about is how they depressed and shit." I was fucking with her for like 3 weeks, bro. I saw that shit. I'm like, well, can't never talk to her about that shit.
Damn, that's fucked up. That's fucked up. That's fucked up.
She stopped putting you to a meme?
I'm like, nah, because we didn't even talk about it, bro. Like, if you meet me as a regular, like, you would never think that. So it's like, I was like, oh, well, that's off the table. This is gonna be pretty surface level.
That's fucked up.
Yeah, shit hurt. But that's kind of like, that's the little phobia you have about shit. Like, yeah, like, it's like, all right, well, they like the idea of me. They like fucking like the good that comes, like the personality, the job, friends, entertainment and shit. But it's like, all right, if I really deep dive into this shit, am I like as appealing as I think I am? Or am I as not appealing as I think I am?
That story, what is like that story is trying to be beneficial, right? Like it's trying to protect you by saying, let me think this about me so I don't expose myself or get hurt or like embarrass myself.
What, that story I just said?
Yeah.
Nah, that was just an example of like a funny John I went through, because I'm pretty open about that shit now. So it was just interesting to see, like, it was just kind of like a reality check of like, all right, well, if that's where the head's at, like, we're not going to get pretty deep with this. It's not going to go that far along. Because if that's your mindset on that type shit, like, I respect it, more power to you. But like, that's, you're going to hear me play some Lil Peep every once in a while, lady.
Should we go to a card?
Is it card time?
Yeah, we're at 9 o'clock.
Right. 9 o'clock. Before I forget, rest in peace to my buddy Donald. I just found out he passed yesterday.
Oh,
Was Rennie's little cousin. He used to spend the summers in my dad's neighborhood. Really cool guy, nice kid. Sounded like he was getting his life together in the recent years. So rest in peace to him, and shout out to Rennie and the fam. And on to Flocka's therapy game. Wait. And this week we're diving into Flocka's therapy cards, brought to you by the Bodega.
How long you been waiting to play that?
All episode, dog. All fucking episode.
I ain't mad at it though. Self, relationships, anxiety, work, and sex.
Pick a random. Let's do it.
You know where I'm going.
Let's do
Sex.
it.
That's your shit.
Random sex card. What would you want to tell the adolescent you about sex?
It's not a fucking notch on the belt, dog. You don't got to knock them all down. It's not impressive. You're not impressing anybody but yourself, you fucking loser.
How would the adolescent you respond to that?
Shut your bitch ass up. I'm out here getting my bird wet. You ain't getting no bitches pussy. That would probably be my response. Like, you ain't knocking them down enough then? Yeah, that's three. That's
4.
Nah, because I said
there.
bitch ass before. Nah, but I said shut your bitch ass up. That's not the same.
That's not the same.
Not the same.
What would I tell my adolescent self? Shit. Fucking wrap it up, bro. Wrap it up, man. Wrap it up.
And make sure you splurge and buy the good condoms. Don't try and pull those Durex shits out.
Yeah, just wrap it up, man. Tell that to every young kid though. Wrap it up, man. I think I did a good job at it, but I would reiterate that.
Mm-hmm.
Because if I could do it again, who knows what I would have did a second go around.
Or at least don't be a flocka and fucking shoot up the club.
Yeah, shooting up first time. First time is crazy.
At least pull out.
Shout out to you, man. That takes courage.
Or don't pull out, because that could be bad too.
That man said he did not. And yeah, we're gonna go to flock. What you telling yourself, man?
Pull out, but like put your hand right there or something. Aim it.
Put a backboard up. Bank shot.
It would have banked off it though. Same beard. No.
You're fucking sick, dog.
I am sick. I don't know what I would tell the adolescent me. Probably like go for it more. Like
I feel that.
Like list like don't be so oblivious to the signals of a yes. Like don't assume things are a no when they're not. When you have, I mean, listen to the no. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that, but like,
Yeah. No.
yeah, that would probably be my advice. Like, have a little more confidence.
I respect that.
Take John's advice to heed. Not fucking no Jones out of your league.
Hey, none.
They're not, man.
And
They're not.
you don't know, and you don't know until you try.
Worst they can say is no.
I can guarantee you, I didn't know I could get the Johns I got until I started getting them, bud.
Worst they can say is no.
But when they say no, listen.
Yeah, that's
sure.
key. Yeah, I don't know why I was early on. I was afraid of the no. Really didn't want the no to happen.
Sales, man, go for the no.
Work, anxiety, relationships, and self.
Let's go work.
Okay. Who makes you envious? What might the envy tell you about your own aspirations? My coworkers who are, I feel like, get really good reviews and seem to be able to speak highly about themselves during our staff meetings and can talk about doing some pretty amazing work and helping people heal. I feel like that tells me good things, like I want to get better, that I don't feel like I'm at where they are. Yeah, I feel like it's maybe a mix, like that I want to be better, but maybe I'm doubting myself. I did have somebody one time at a conference, like of like 200 people, stand up and say I saved their life, which is pretty cool.
That is dope. Did you give them like CPR?
Where's that soundboard, man? You got to be quicker.
Couldn't have been therapy, right?
Me, I would have to say, I would go the creators that started young in their teenage years, because I feel like I started taking the creative shit serious later, like when I was like, felt like I had the money to do it, not necessarily knowing you don't need money to do these type of things. Everything that's creative. So I would say like people that started creating, whether it would be music or clothes or a blog, whatever it is, just creating young. Like damn, could have been doing this type of shit, shit like that.
So is there some regret there, like that you didn't start earlier?
It's not regret because I started doing it once I was like, once I got the because I felt like I needed this, I needed that, I needed the MPC, I needed whatever to make beats. Instead of when I'm 22 and I can just go buy my own shit, I could have just illegally downloaded Fruity Loops back then, shit like that. Wish I would have started earlier, not, waited. Yeah.
I don't really envy anyone.
Okay.
There's nobody in the entire I know what you work for. Just drawing a blank. What's the name of the company again? iHeartRadio. That you envy?
No.
No, not even Charlemagne?
No, that is dope. Charlemagne's cool. I guess, yeah. More creative. That would have been nice. I wish I would have had kids early, like by accident. Not going because I don't want one by accident right now. But like I just figured it out on a whim. Instead of now, like now it's like gotta be so fucking perfect. And it's like so responsible and strategic, and it's like you waited this long. There's no point like just knocking a bitch up. But fuck, man, that's 4. Not gonna John up, but Yeah. Like the people that had kids like 22, 23, and now they're like 10, 11, 12. It's like that would be nice to be halfway through that shit by now.
What do you think that envy tells you?
That I wish I had kids young.
All right.
My
Straightforward
bad.
one.
My bad. Fuck.
No, you good. That's yours. Self, relationships, and anxiety.
Let's go relationships.
I gotta put my glasses on. Really old. Really can't see it. What do you want to say to the person who still looks at you with the eyes of the past and doesn't see all the changes you've made?
Yeah, I just had. Is this relationships?
Yeah.
I was just talking to a girl I had dealt with, like probably seriously, probably like when 18, 19. I've knocked her down probably like 24, 25 a couple times, but like never really dealt with her. And we were having a casual conversation, and I was like just talking, like I never would have thought like anything from it. Um, and she was reaching out to me to tell me like she sells cars or whatnot. She was reaching out to tell me like somebody had mentioned my name, blah blah, and I'm like, oh yeah, so and so, he's a nice kid, blah blah. And she's like, yeah, like way too nice to be your friend. I was like taken aback. I'm like, what do you mean? And she was like, I just didn't think like nice people were like friends with you because you're such a dick. And I was like, Jesus Christ, like I didn't look at myself like a dick even at fucking 19, 20. But then I was like, started thinking that, and I'm like, yeah, I guess a couple of them experiences with Jones would look at me kind of crazy or like think like I was a little self-centered or selfish or very like dismissive of their feelings.
Hmm.
So
So what do you want to say to her?
I mean, you're a fucking goofball if you're judging me off what I was doing when I was 19 and we're almost 30, you fucking nut. Uh,
Why does she
grow,
think you're a dick?
grow the fuck up. Cause,
No, I was being sarcastic because that was like a dick response.
bro, I mean, honestly, like if like
No,
I
but like,
get
what
it,
would you do to make that better?
nothing, absolutely nothing.
I mean, to someone, the question though says, someone that looks at you with the eyes of the past, doesn't see all the changes you've made.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I guess like I would expect people to like judge me off the present and not the past, but I guess that is harder, like or easier said than done too. But I'm not looking at people I dealt with when I was like 20, 21 and being like, yeah, like they're thoughts or like that, like dog, like we all had to grow the fuck up. Like everybody had to grow up. Like everybody needs to be afforded the opportunity to grow up in their own way.
So see me for who I am now and not for who I was.
Yeah, give me the privilege of growing up over time. We're almost 30 now. And if I was a dick back then, I probably was a dick. I mean, I was extremely self-centered and insecure back then.
Hmm.
I feel like Dill just gave a universal answer that we definitely grown over time. And yeah, don't look at me. I mean, that's the question. But the question, yeah, don't look at me with the eyes from the past because if you haven't grown over the last 10 years, honestly, I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah, I mean, it's one thing if they met you at 34, 35, and like you expect that at 52. Like, if
Yeah,
you interact with somebody at 18, 19, we're still kids.
yeah, I was about to say for our age group, that question right there, yeah, I don't think you could still judge yourself unless it was some heinous bullshit, crazy shit. I don't think you could really judge yourself what we was doing at that age because I mean we were still figuring out life.
Yeah.
I think I would say like I'm more upfront now and not so passive, and like my bad for not taking the shot that you left open for me.
I like that. Got a bunch of girls that are like, yo, like I've tried to get in a relationship with you and blah blah. I'm like, oh yeah, I didn't even peep.
Same. And I used to write that off as just being blind to it, but I felt like part of that was a lack of confidence or a lack of insecurity, saying I didn't deserve it or something.
Closed mouth don't get fed, baby.
At all.
In a different context in our conversation.
No, it's interesting. I would like to hear, like I saw on the Rory and Mal podcast, they were like, well, I always say Mal, but they were gonna introduce like one of like their old looks and whatnot. I would love to like hear what 3 of my previous looks have to say about me from years ago.
I would love to have one of your old looks on and blur face.
Yeah, like one from last year, one from 5 years ago, and one from 10 years ago, and see what they all.
Can we do it?
Like if there's anything in common that they all have to say, that would be interesting.
Can we do it?
Yeah, I'll set that up.
I think that'd be really entertaining.
Yeah, same. I don't even introduce my friends to my.
I know.
Yeah. I know. Oh, Jake. Yeah, you remember I texted you. Oh, funny side story. I text Flacco was asking me about somebody, and I was giving him a full recap, and I accidentally texted to John. John just texted me back, geeking.
That was recent.
No, it was years ago, probably 2 or 3 years ago. Flock was like, "What happened to so and so?" And I'm like, giving a whole breakdown, and you just text me back, geeking, like, "This wasn't meant for me." I'm like, "Nah, bro." Nope, that was the Flocka. Me and you just talked about it like fucking a day before. You like, yeah, like, you good? I'm hurt, bro. I'm hitting everybody about it.
Damn, that's fucked up.
One time I had tickets to an Orlando Magic basketball game, and me and my friend were going, and we were inviting 2 girls, and one of them wasn't responded, and I texted her, "Yo, she ain't responding. She's being slow." And I said that to her, and she didn't go, and neither did her friend. Blew that whole situation.
Damn.
Who'd you go with?
Just me and him.
I love that. At least you guys had leg room, huh?
We did. We sat in the close seats anyway.
Nice.
Respect it.
So what do we got? Self and anxiety. Self, what is the dialogue between the part of you that fears the worst and the part of you that dreams about more?
Wait, say that again?
Yeah. What is the dialogue between the part of you that fears the worst and the part of you that dreams about more?
That's what I was just talking about earlier. Where I was like, it's interesting. What drives the most is actually like what holds me back the most. I do that battle all the time in different aspects of life. That shit's very interesting, for real. Like, I am fucking super willing to move to San Francisco tomorrow if a job opportunity pops up that I love, a career opportunity. Like, I'll just cut off and just go there for a year. It doesn't matter. But in other aspects of life, I'll be like, oh, no, I mean, fuck it.
Like with a girl?
Yeah, like I literally will uproot myself like I've done 7 times, but I'll second guess like if I'm sending the right text. Like, that's fucking stupid as shit. Like what type time is that? Or like I'll withdraw and then it'll be like, oh, like, all right, what are you doing here anyway? So shit's interesting.
For me, it's always trust. The fear, when the fear creeps in, it's always just trust yourself. Trust your first instinct. Don't overthink it. Don't get too scary about a situation. Don't be scared to try something, because I mean, like y'all just said, closed mouth don't get fed. I mean, every opportunity you don't take, you miss. So if you feel like something right, go for it. Fuck it. Why not?
It does seem like most opportunities usually work out, or the consequences aren't that bad of it failing.
And that's what I started to realize. Like, shit ain't that bad, man. Just go ahead, do it, try it, fuck it.
Worst case scenario on a lot of shit isn't that deep for you.
It really never seems to be that deep.
Oh, you called a John twice and she doesn't answer. Like, all right, just never talk to her again.
Right, fuck it.
Yeah.
Or she slides and you knock her down and Richie.
What is my conversation is probably similar to John's. Like, I'm learning that just take the risk, go for it. Like, thinking about opening up my own spot. Like, okay, I'll probably be broke, even more broke for a little while. And I've honestly, things have been tight, things have been rough before, but I've never been in the position to where it didn't end up connecting. 'Cause I'm still alive.
Right.
But like
Yeah.
I made it through every single thing, but not till now.
And you already got a wife and kids, so like you got the hard thing already done. Now it's just like financial gain. So
Yeah.
like, what's the worst case scenario? You'll be broke. Figure it out.
It is scary thinking about going backwards. Because I feel like there's like a solid foundation to go backwards with a kid. That seems like a shit situation.
Rather go backwards than never go forward, though, huh?
Nah, that's a good point. That's a good point. Anything else for that one?
Would you rather be rich and then go broke, or never be rich at all?
Am I broke if I'm never rich at all? Or just medium?
I guess medium. It doesn't really matter. Would you rather go rich and go back to medium? It's kind of more so. Would you rather be able to experience it or never experience it at all, to not know what you weren't experiencing?
Could you learn from the mistakes you made when you went broke?
It's just a question, boys. I don't have to.
We need everything. Yeah, we need everything. Like, dang, we not have the ability to get rich again.
I was just going off the whim, boys. Like,
stuck in that position.
Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, we need all that. The therapy pod.
I think I'll go get rich and then fall back.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna do the same thing with the understanding that I can learn from my mistakes and do it again.
Hey, Flock, what if your girl was a breadwinner? Could you live with that?
For sure.
Yeah, I feel like I could do.
I
feel like I could, but I don't know.
I could thrive under that.
You think so?
I think so.
You got a passion job though, so like that's kind of passion job sounds offensive. Not a passion job, but like you have a fulfillment job.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not offended. We don't make a lot of money, so.
Like in context, you say that, but like in the real world, you do.
That's true. Compared to a lot of other people.
Yeah, like you're still making a really good income.
Yeah. Okay.
Want to talk about any more personal details of your life, or like should we?
When you are soothing yourself, which person who once soothed you in real life do you hear?
No one. I've never been soothed.
I honestly, I don't know if you're joking, but I honestly feel that. Like, I don't have anybody.
I'm dead serious. What's soothing, though?
I don't have anybody that I pull up. You're supposed to.
What's soothing?
Like telling you it's okay, making you feel better.
I think that's the one thing that we all connect on.
Yeah, because my mom worries more than me, dog. I tell her some shit. She's not soothing. She's panicking.
Yeah, and if I tell my mom something, she's trying to figure that shit out. It ain't necessarily soothing. It's like, all right, figure this out. Okay.
Yep. We're going to have to do this.
Yeah. That's wild that we connect on that wild shit.
Yeah, we're all fucked.
Damn it, Mom.
Damn it, moms.
It's all the women.
Well, you're the only one with a dad. Wait, I keep forgetting John's got a dad.
All y'all got dads. The fuck?
My dad's dead. Both of them.
That was dark. That was dark.
Oh my God.
Random thoughts.
Random thoughts.
Damn, I got to get back on the soundboard because I got to hit it.
Haiti president was assassinated.
I saw that on Twitter. I didn't know if it was fake news or not.
And I don't feel like we give a fuck about other countries.
Not a damn.
We don't.
I don't even know where Haiti is.
I feel like if
I swear to God, I don't.
If our president was assassinated, world news, shit shuts down. Countries are grieving for us, blah, blah, blah. Happens in another country. Us is America. We don't give two fucks. I'm pretty sure there are people that actually care and know every detail of the situation and shit, but it's kind of wild how we really only care about ourselves in this
Where's
country.
Haiti at?
Like the Caribbean type like area, I guess you would say.
I didn't figure out where I want to go for my birthday.
Big 3-0.
Because then it's self-destruction time after that, right?
I won't make it back. I'm calling it quits on the trip. Yeah, I don't know where Haiti is.
Haiti's like Cuba, Dominican Republic, Haiti. Right in the middle.
Don't know them other Johns either, bro.
You don't know where Cuba is. You was in Mexico.
Taking boats from Cuba to Miami and shit.
Oh, yeah, so Haiti's kind of close.
Mm-hmm.
Them motherfuckers be doing voodoo and shit.
Mm-hmm.
That shit's
Cuba
different.
looks like semen coming out of Mexico.
They say Cuba's like really, really pretty to be down at, though. Like, I know it's super dangerous to go, but I've heard it like it's very extremely like scenic. Random thought. Racist white people do not realize the internet lives without their racist white world. They think it's only their Facebook groups and only their right-wing shit, and it's not the case. The dude in Jersey that was like yelling at the African fella, talking about it wasn't Somalia, and he runs shit, and here's his address if anybody wants to check him. And then 5,000 people pull up, and then he gets charged. And why does it take 3 years? This dude's got complaints back to 3 years in that complex of this racist white fella complaining. Why does it take 3 years in a viral video for them to come press charges? Bullshit. And other random thought. Yeah, if you're gonna be an alt-right like racist group, don't come to Philly with that shit, dog, because they gonna fuck you up out there, dog. They're gonna chase you right out of that bitch and fuck you up. That's a majority black city, and the majority of whites in that black city aren't fucking with that type shit. Keep that shit moving. Go to Dover in Delaware. Go to Pittsburgh. Go somewhere else with that shit. That's the wrong city to go to. And if you pull up in trucks with shields and shit, you shouldn't be getting chased out of anywhere.
That shit look crazy, and they look terrified through the mask.
Oh, it looks scared
really
to death.
They was dropping shields and all types.
Yeah.
What the fuck is going on?
And who's picking out these outfits, dog? Why do you guys have navy blue polos and cargo pants? Like,
They was marching on the sidewalk. Why the fuck are y'all marching on the side? That's how I knew they was scared off rip. Y'all marching on the sidewalk? The fuck is y'all doing?
You can't even march in the road. You go,
my buddy works for Penske. He's gonna text me and say any publicity is good publicity.
That shit was crazy.
Motherfuckers said they look like they worked at Best Buy, dog. They was out there going crazy.
they did look like they were.
Their shirts was tucked in, wasn't it? It was bugged out.
Fuck the fuck out. Bug the fuck out, dog.
Rudy Giuliani is barred from practicing law in New York.
Oh shit.
Like
They don't have like an age limit on that?
I thought it was because of his the type of practice. You say it's because of his age?
Nah, I said they didn't. Isn't he like 90?
Oh, I don't know. I just think it's really interesting that he can't even practice law anymore in New York, and we want to act like this guy's serious. Right? We trying to act like he's.
A lot of people credited him with like saving New York.
I mean, from what I know from people that live in New York that were there when he was a mayor, he didn't do a terrible job. But it's almost like when
Was he stop and frisk?
I don't know.
Who's the new mayor governor? Is it Cuomo?
Cuomo, yeah.
Yeah.
He just came out and said it's a gun crisis in New York too. So I think they might be back on that type of shit.
Stop and frisk. There's a gun crisis in everywhere.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah, America as a whole.
Somebody needs to come bomb us to get us straight.
Don't say that type shit on our podcast.
Yeah, they
Facebook gonna flag the fuck out of us.
I definitely always think, what the fuck is people gonna do if it's just like them old 60s movies when you just see the people in the air jumping out of planes in parachutes. Motherfuckers just jumping out of parachutes. You just see them, and you the one American that don't got a gun and shit. You didn't like, damn.
That'd be me.
What was I doing?
Throwing basketballs at them and shit. Scram. Just leave.
Fuck that.
You bastards.
Yeah, challenge them to fisticuffs and shit. Like, dog, what the fuck am I doing here?
That's funny. Should we go to songs of the week?
Songs of the week.
Let's do it.
Who's going first?
Ain't that you? You first.
Is 4 minutes too long? Should I cut it short?
What, the song?
Yeah.
Rock out, man.
Do what you feel is necessary.
Okay. I'll pause it if it feels right. This is Life of a Bandana by King Crooked, formerly known as Crooked Eye. About a couple years old. This song.
Changed his name?
He
Yeah,
did.
a while ago.
Oh, shit.
Hear it?
Damn, look how niggas use me and shit. I can't say shit either. They just do whatever they want with a nigga. Ball me up, throw me in the corner. It's like I'm a bandana. Damn. I'm a bandana. Like the American flag, I seen soldiers die over me. See mothers cry over me, wiping their eyes, holding me. See, I was neutral till my designers put some colorful dye over me. Red or blue and changed my design totally. Cover me in paisley print to give you fashion. Till gang members gave me power. Now I'm cut from a different fabric. Depend on which pocket you stick the rag in. I'm usually peeking out the back of some dicky sagging. Born in a factory, shipped to the swap meet. Put up on the shelf along with others of different colors. I seen somebody's arm reach. Picked up one that was the color purple like the movie. Guess he was repping Grape Street. Days went by, I'm just chilling in the store. Till my future owner walked in the door. The hat he wore had old English letters across it that read Long Beach. I saw his Chuck Taylors walking across the floor. He pointed at me, I was happy, I finally made it out. We jumped into his blue Challenger, music banging loud. We pulled up to his weed spot, cause he was slinging loud. Tucked me in his left back pocket, now I'm just hanging out. Yeah, everything was cool till he did him some dirt. Tied me round his head, ancient mama style while sipping some syrup. Ran up on his enemy and instantly went in his shirt. Changed his whole energy, I think this nigga's berserk. Did it in broad daylight so all his ops could learn a lesson. Before he sent them to heaven, start yelling the turf he reppin'. 30 years a life killer took it in 30 seconds. Then he used me to wipe his fingerprints off the murder weapon. People filming the victim, they ain't conscious to his health. They unconscious as him, ain't even offered do some help. We sped off in the car, my owner talking to himself. Said it's his enemy's fault, he brought the coffin to himself. Had to show him what was cracking, he went home, changed clothes. Showed up to his son's birthday party like nothing happened. Left me in the car, tied around his rear view mirror. The windshield clean, nothing can make my clear view clearer. I seen a truck pull up, thought it was family trying to fall through. Until they jumped out in bright colors, I think they done moved. My relatives tied around their faces, these niggas pyro. They saw through the Challenger's windows and knew I was all blue. One said, yeah, that's his car, he getting knocked off. Kicked in the door to the party, start letting shots off. Leaning against the living room wall, that's where they caught dog. Poor kid, 12th birthday, he seen his pops fall. His auntie rushed to his dad, said they shot my brother, they got my brother. Oh God, please, not my brother. Somebody call an ambulance, please, somebody go and call my mother. It's gold watch covered in blood, it was time to kill. Them niggas did it, then them niggas peeled. That shit was real. My owner always said that this banging would get them killed. The way they did the Crip was so cold-blooded, I get the chills. At the funeral, his fam and his crew tripping. Head stitched up in the casket, cause half of his roof missing. His suit dripping, his homie just laid me across his chest. Cause even after death, this nigga ain't through crippin'. I'm starting to gain clarity, just bury me with the nigga who carried me. I don't want no more gangsters wearing me. It ain't cool to die before your parents, and apparently the hood got mental problems. You all need some therapy. Now here come Jeremy, that's my older son, the one that seen him blasted, staring in the casket, face plastic. He told his pops, go ahead, rest in peace, daddy. I'ma take care of mama, go ahead and sleep, daddy. You know I'ma be just like you. Then he picked me up, said now I'm about this Crip life too.
At the end, there's a little thing that says, teach your child not to kill my child. I think it's kind of a dope song, good concept.
I always love those type of songs. You know where that comes from, obviously, right? Yeah, man. I had a whole different song. I was gonna play I Gave You Power, but you know I Gave You Power. So I'm gonna keep the concept going. I'm gonna go Wale. I'm gonna go Golden Salvation. And on this one, he's rapping from the perspective of a Jesus piece instead of a bandana.
I like it. I like it.
Yeah. Let's keep it going.
Praises. Give thanks to the Father. Holy water. Cheese space. Don't nobody want no cheese space. No. Niggas use me to shine. I've been helping you snap. Look, why these rapping dudes ain't hit me in months? I don't ask for too much. Covered in VVS. Women gon' play it closer. And them hungry jokers gon' try to test ya. Now they bumping your record, your confidence through the roof. Still you show no respect, kid. The good Brooks said praise, but you so stuck in your ways, you got my image appraised. Why you sitting out waiting, fornicating with women? I sat right there on your table, don't bow your head for grace. Though I'm keeping you graceful, brothers was born to cheat. Though I question who faithful, fast for me, no, blast for me, no. Grab to us, so racks up to match up with me froze. How can a diamond supersede my wisdom? I seen the reverend with 5 of me as he read a scripture. It says Bible readers, the people with malice intentions. You silly get with Tina Aki with crucifix pendant, with a Cuban attached on the secular scene. I died for you all, now niggas die for me. Jesus, baby. Jesus, baby. Jesus, peace. But don't nobody wanna know Jesus, peace. Let's go, church. Jesus, peace. Jesus, peace.
Building salvation. I feel like concept rap has definitely died down, and I think it's something that we need to bring back, or rappers need to bring back, because that shit ain't easy, and I always love concept type raps.
Agreed. It's definitely missing in the game right now.
Big time.
I was gonna go ESTG this week, but you guys already know how I feel about him. So I am going Reason Better Days.
And when I make it, we can't be Bacardi sipping, cause the drugs got that nigga living with a foggy vision. And I'm trying to make a living with mics like Scottie Pippen. So many friends that I'm starting to lose. Praying my crew don't become a party of two. Progression seem tight, but like gears on a bike, boy. When you switch up, that's when it's hardest to move. Cause niggas clown Drake for being so sentimental. At least he the same nigga over every instrumental. Niggas spitting raps by pointing gats out tinted windows. Knowing they ain't never owned a pistol. A lot of niggas pray for nice whips while hoping to get their cheddar raised. I'm just praying for better days. They hit the block with Glocks and that Beretta spray. Yeah. I'm just praying for better days. My older cousin been dabbling in cocaine sniffing. We should be headed to new Bugatti lane switching. Instead he banging that neighborhood and gang living. And blow a nigga brains out if they don't bang with him. It's the same nigga I ain't Captain Crunch with. Neighborhood got him feeling he should pump lift, cause it's 60s for life. Niggas never jump ship, but a jump you went off of Xan and blunt hits. It's for anybody struggling, looking for better blessings. Reminisce to when I was hooping and dropping dimes. I ain't carry texts or no automatic weapons, but was shooting every day in school, that's Columbine. Damn, I miss a responsibility never present. As you get older, every mistake is your hardest lesson. Lost $300 fucking with my old bitch. If I did that shit now, a nigga be homeless. So shit, it's so many women love to hate a nigga. Made them believe a dream till it drove them crazy, nigga. I'm focused on getting better, don't wanna go crazy with them like $1 on a budget. Please, Lord, save a nigga. A lot of niggas pray for whips while hoping to get their cheddar raised. I'm just praying for better days. They hit the block with Glocks and let Beretta spray. I'm just praying for better days, and I wish I could show my cousin a better way. I'm just praying for better days. Just got stabbed and might be heading to heaven gates. I'm just praying for better days. Just got the text the doc says operate.
Reason Better Days.
Reason's nice.
Reason's nice, man. Reason can really fucking rap. TD's got a really cool lineup. I wish they would drop more.
Same.
Shout out to Isaiah Rashad dropping later this month.
Yeah. What's that, Burning House?
Mm-hmm.
Never got a name.
Yep.
Well, it's been real.
Yep.
It's been real, boys. Good show. What I got? I got a golf clap.
Remember, fellas, just because her bed is on the floor doesn't mean that she's into minimalism.
Words of wisdom from the chair.
And just because you can throw a thumb. Never mind.
Just because you could throw a thumb, what?
Nothing. Don't go ahead. I just wanted to join.
All right, we out.